me sneak around here. This is the last time you are going to see a video of mine about motorcycles. I had my last board meeting last night, and I delivered my October/November report, turned in all the money in the place, aside there's less than $1 worth of change in pennies and nickels. Donation box there. Gave my annual report. It was a stellar year. The numbers in all ways were up from last year. It was a powerful season. 0 injuries, and that includes insect stings, which is like the majority of our injuries, which isn't much. And so here it is. I thought that the last video of this season, this time of year, would be showing me buzzing around in this parking lot. However, the mighty Suzuki TS100, it has issues. It has transmission problems. It will not shift above 3rd gear. So you see that I've lightened this. I've made it streamlined. I've made it a super fast motorcycle by removing about 60 pounds, jokingly. Pulled the engine out, and I'm going to have to do several things. I'm going to have to buy a shop manual. I'm probably going to sell this engine, this TS100. I may repair it. I may not. I might sell it as is. You can get a few $100. I've seen them go as high as $300 because it's basically intact. It just has some minor gearing issues, toothing issues, and wind up replacing it with a TS125 engine, which has 4 more horsepower. And at that point, I might as well rebuild that engine and bore it out or put a high compression piston or something to get more oomph. You gotta have more than 10.8 horsepower. You gotta. That's moped horsepower. And so this is involved. Buy a shop manual, maybe repair this engine, maybe not. Maybe just sell it, send it down the road and get a 125 engine, because apparently the TS100 and TS125 engines have exactly the same engine mounts. You can just take one and put it, do the switcheroo. Which means now it's bow making season. To fund my habit, jonesing, I have to make some money selling bows. So I'm closing down this installment of John Messes Around with Old Motorcycles, and going on to bows. Just wanted to let you know the wheel has turned. Now I'm going to include a couple links for some really cool bikes that I found. There's one made in Indonesia. There's one built in the Philippines, although it's currently in litigation with Honda because of patent infringement and copying. And 2 that are made in India. Yes, you know of the Royal Enfield Bullet and Himalayan. Royal Enfield in the 50s or early 60s actually took their factories and moved them to India. So they're still building a 50s era bike in India. And now they've brought back the Jawa. I believe it's a Jawa brand. But I'm going to have links to all 4 of these, and you shall see. In this modern era of all motorcycles are just plastic and all look alike and lack soul, because everyone wants the ultimate performance and perfection, and they're foregoing the soul of the bike. You'll see that there are still motorcycles being made that, in my estimation, the best styling of motorcycles, notwithstanding Harleys and Indians that have been around since, 1912, 1914, or so. The best stylings happened in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. I mean, some of the 50s bikes look like bathtubs. Sorry. But some of those are still being built. Which leads me to my last point. It's that Harley is a powerful company. They sell lots of bikes because people aren't always just wanting to get the most perfect ride, sewing machine, quality vibration where there's no vibration, just coming on like a freight train. Not all of us are interested in that. Some of us like the history, the visceral feeling of a motorcycle instead of just going fast. And so I bet you dollars to donuts that if they brought back the Norton Manx, they would go flying off the showroom floors. If they brought back the real Bonnies, the ones that were built 60s, let's say, they would fly off the shelves. If they brought back the original Norton Commando with the feather bed frame, they would fly off the shelves. People like that stuff. And it also fascinates me that when you step back in the simplicity scale of things, we could, because they would sell, we could help the U.S. become an industrial powerhouse again, a manufacturing powerhouse, by modeling the old style where various portions and parts were created in small shops and in households where people were painting, and hard-working people that just didn't want handouts were painting, pinstriping, doing castings, small shops, and then going into the larger assembly plants. I really think that we should be thinking about that. People tend to think that our economy is all service-related and stuff like that, not manufacturing. Bring it back, and motorcycles will fix the U.S. Yes, it will. Yes, they will. Okay, on that, I shall shut up. Oh, new seat cover, new fork boots, some other assorted and sundry things, new oil cap here. But at this point, since I'm not going to work on this again until the spring, I may as well just completely disassemble it, grease all the bearings, clean everything, military grade cleaning, without destroying it. If you were in the military, you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes they clean things to the point of destroying them. And repaint the frame. Might as well, really do this. Why are the fenders off? Well, I am going to get vintage style plastic Preston Petty fenders on this thing. I may sell all this stuff up here and replace it with an old style MX or Enduro style thing with the number plate and a small headlight here. And go that route, I am for preserving the history of things, making them, stock, but also motorcycles. How many 100% stock motorcycles are out there? Because they are an expression of ourselves. We express ourselves artistically through our bikes. And so, nothing will get destroyed or cut up. It'll be floating out there. Somebody will be happy as punch if, like I do sell the fenders, which are in good shape, and they go on somebody's bike that wants to be stock. So I'm not destroying anything. I am only modifying it and expressing myself. Should be a good bike. I'm also looking at these old rims here. Might want to go with alloy rims, old MX or Enduro style. Now I'm done. Good song on here, so I'm going to turn it up now.